I didn't actually load up as many characters as I thought, as OBS immediately starts complaining, but hopefully that's not going to hurt too much as we get a Zal Curious Birthmark. But as for the rest of this run, well, we'll see how well I do, because we're switching. I mean, again, every 2 videos usually, or basically 2 runs, 2 to 3 runs, I switch characters, but whether or not I get good results with the character, well, hey, Curious Birthmark, by the way, into a Zal. So this is already going to be a little miserable, but as we get into a Zal Curious Birthmark custom character, 4 strength, 5 dexterity, 7 perception, 7 knowledge, 5 charisma. I don't know how much luck, but we start with cigarettes and invisibility, question mark? Yeah. But then we have to worry about our doom. So second mystery, second encounter, Takshisan, charisma, dexterity, and knowledge. And let's see. Again, really quick note, if the quality of the video looks a little bit lower, it's because I can only max out at 720p, 60 FPS. Because otherwise OBS really complains and bad things happen. So, shrug. That being said, so yeah, 7 perception, we're going to try to run army knife, but if you can get anything else, that would be nice. Whether it's a status effect / perk, or it's actually just, katana or something, which is an extreme example. Mermaid's Coma, Household Hell, Labyrinth, and Shuttle maybe, but we're going to take a quick look around just to see if we can get a thing. Wow, I have not run into it yet. That's... The mystery knows it has to do with a certain body part, but all we have is Shuttle and Labyrinth. So Household Hell, Coma, Mermaids. We'll do Mermaids first. We immediately get the experience roll, so I'm already going to be suffering for quite a while. Since I'm worried about my doom, I'm just going to take curses instead. We prepared just to open up funds in case we need it, and then we get hallucinations. Thankfully we have the old coin. We want our perception to stay at 7 or 8 because, yeah, that would help out. I think there's a certain brace threshold. Now, brace depends on strength, yes, but that doesn't mean that your stat for your weapon, whether it's steak knife dexterity, heavy-duty flashlight knowledge, so on and so forth, it doesn't mean it's unimportant. Also, if you happen to re-roll shops as much as I did, yeah, not preparing for funds would also help out. But again, it depends on what occurs. Like, there's RNG both ways. Let's not get it twisted. We don't have Akamanto, so we do want to take the Gruesome Totem for an overall Doom decrease, but meh. As I sit here and think, and I am recording this in the middle of the night, even though I should be sleeping at this moment, yeah, I forgot I was going to talk about it. I'm looking over at something, and I'm wondering if I'm going to be able to complete it, and it doesn't have to do with game development. Funny enough, but I said look over at it. I think everything will be okay. I could go for a 1 turn. There's a very low chance. We're taking 1 stamina damage as well, unless I want to do this. But this we have a good chance to 2 turn. Now, if we don't 2 turn, I'm gonna be a bit sad. Funny enough, Mind Wipe is gonna help for the moment. So what we're gonna do is keep Mind Wipe. That's gonna allow us to lower our Doom. And then we can get rid of Mind Wipe with either the old coin or just regularly. And then we can do a thing. So let's notice the face, because I don't mind doing that. And then we take negative 7% Doom. Again, we'll see if that's intended. I'm sure that's a little tweak that could... Well, actually, no, it's not a tweak. You know why? Because the game would have to look at... Well, kind of would we? Because then you would just check, so game developer mind coming in play here, but you would just look to see if the number of experience is basically negative. That's literally just the logical thing to do. But again, I don't know if there's any funky things that happened, whether it's a function that has to do with math, as we get the fun rule next, or maybe just whatever, the game interpreter, because whether it's, RPG Maker, whether it is, I think World of Horror's Game Maker Studio, Unreal, Unity, usually you don't really have problems with numbers. But what I'm trying to say is, when you put in a negative value or a value that for some reason doesn't go through the program or your development tool, things break, basically. You get weird bugs. And it usually has to do with the weird conditionals that are either not made correctly. Not that I'm talking about World of Horror, any specific game. I'm just saying, conceptually speaking, if you mess something up in code, yeah, that's usually the source of bugs. But that doesn't mean that there aren't weird limitations happening from, you know, the software you're using yourself. But that's a whole different topic. Let's go for the one shot here. We did get it, and now we can level up. So, I think we do have the dexterity check, but I'm still going to take strength for now. And we'll find out what happens. I forgot. Oh, shuttle. Fall asleep. Pain. Ask about the disappearances, but I don't think we have really much else. Yeah, 35 damage encounter, but just gonna have to take it in the face. We have a good chance of hitting all three, basically a coin flip here, but as for what happens afterward, have I just been holding onto a bottle of water the whole time, by the way? Anywho. So, I mean, I guess right now I can equip the gruesome totem. We took 6% doom due to funds, question mark, on top of experience. Am I going crazy? Might be going a bit crazy. Yeah, funds and experience. That was my fault. But it's not the highest doom increase, especially with the gruesome totem at our side. We lost Bath. So, yeah, into Labyrinth we go. Injury, but not really much you can do about that, because even just trying to get the funds and then go to the hospital room, it's not worth it, basically. You know, now what is going to be interesting is the Azal experience rule, but I guess we'll find out. I need to also remember to toss away the funds at near the end of this run. Reason game? But yeah. Another thing I'm looking at to the side is the library of games that I have, that I really should have, basically have a huge backlog that even includes things like Fear and Hunger. I'm just going to say the name outright, because I do have something on my plate aside from the Batsu fan fiction, but shrug. But it's also not the mod that I was making for Fear and Hunger 2, but again, that's a completely separate issue. And not one that I have to worry about as I'm trying to deal with this misery parasite. So, we need to level up before the end of this encounter. And in fact, the Cursed Doll is probably going to help out immensely here. So, actually, first and foremost, what do we get from a brace? We do get to attack. It's not guaranteed, but it's probably going to be the best we got. As I continue using the Cursed Doll, we even throw the empty bottle. And at this point, I think we just brace. Now, it is still going to take a moment, unless I can do prep attack, the thingy. But no, I can't, so we're just going to keep bracing, just to keep playing it safe. And now, we should get 15 damage, unless I do math wrong. I am a little tired, because boy, oh boy. Not that I've been swerving, but I did have to take care of things. Also, I forgot to level up at the end of that mystery, so entering the 4th mystery with 52% doom, which is actually not that high, but it would have been nice to save all that doom. I forgot to check the lighthouse. I'm still going to take strength. I'm just going to ignore lighthouse stuff for the moment. And into coma or hell. So household hell, then coma. 2% doom for each item in inventory, but we'll worry about that later. Especially if we just end up losing all of our stamina anyway, but that's a different worry. Oh my goodness, this is not good. I think I just run here, right? Now, that's doom, but gotta make do with what we've got. It's either that or possibly die to stamina soon. So, yeah. Also, keeping one fund, because one fund prevents out of funds. So, the doom from one fund in your inventory from Azal is well worth the running to out of funds and losing more, essentially. Do I want to equip this monkey wrench? 80, 85. Yeah, funny enough, I do. Unless I'm about to throw the monkey wrench, because I think it does more damage than the army knife on throw, but hey. My voice! I can feel my voice being tired. Oh my goodness, we're also taking penalty damage here. We can forget invisibility, and I clicked the left mouse button when I did this. So place your bets to see. This will be I guess a 0.5 video. We'll do another run, but I really need to stop doing this. Otherwise, I mean, I guess we can talk about this for the last 15 seconds. I'll throw it on screen because I have to fix my OBS, and I don't have code errors on my thingamajiggy, but yeah, this is something that might be able to, because I'm wondering what specifically is happening at this moment. And I know I've caused it. I've caused this myself, of course, because of how much I just want to click through events. But yeah, not really much I can say about it because I will forget. On this channel, I normally forget. Again, I should just let things rock and let the event come through so that the game doesn't crash like this. But at the same time, I mean, it would be nice for the game to not crash. Again, I am trying to just fill time so that I can throw this thing on screen, but otherwise, yeah. So I know this because it says mouse event for a global left preset. I assume that's the message that gets thrown at you if you click and cause this crash, essentially. So basically, the short version is, for those who want to know how to avoid this, don't click on anything until the event appears in your face, and all the transition, fade, or dissolve fades from the screen. Don't click anything, because otherwise you risk this error. But yeah, without further ado, nope, you know what? I don't know what Future Jordan's gonna cut, where Future Jordan's gonna cut, but it's definitely gonna be somewhere. Also, we might as well just hit quick play. I don't know why I keep trying to change the settings, but we get a much nicer backstory with "You Got That Curious Birthmark," and away we go! Although there was something else. I mean, it has been like an hour or two since the last recording, but I completely forgot what I was going to say. So let's just get into it. Curious Birthmark, nothing else. If we had random item stats, well, we're just going to forgo that, but off we go into a You Got That run. So, this time, hopefully we get, well, we also get a chance to get the newer mysteries. Knowledge, Light, Strength, Toxi-san, second encounter, and maybe a dexterity check, but really, getting knowledge to 8 would be nice. Also, nice little bonus for ghost severing, but again, I might as well just go through these things. I know I always mention this anyway, but just saying things out loud, if for no one else than myself, but really just in case we get anyone new or anyone forgets. That way I can do play-by-play commentary, which also helps out with people watching on mobile because those screens are tiny. So I might as well say things out loud. Botanist, coma, household hell, nightclub, and taxi. But we're gonna look for any of the other things, and we didn't get them. So yeah, there are 3 mysteries in particular. One you already saw, piano, but then they have to come naturally. Otherwise, I mean, I'm not gonna do anything, I guess. Taxi, I think we had nightclub before, and I know I've played it before, but have I done it in the series? I feel like the answer is yes, once. But otherwise, I think I'll just take nightclub and taxi back to back, because I'm not sure if there's anything dangerous in taxi. Even if that includes just events that just slap me really hard for a total of like 6 reasons or something like that. Yeah, I forgot what my max threat level location was. It was downtown. But we also need to... I'm going to take another risk here. Okay, we get Book of Gore, so amazing, amazing spell. If I need the emergency healing, and if I remember. But, yeah, otherwise, let's get into it. Prepare for funds. You could tree. It's not a bad idea to always tree, but my curse RNG has been quite abysmal, just in general. So yeah, Ayako, interesting, but I'm really just looking for the army knife, just making sure I have enough funds, and off we go. Could also sell the wooden bat just to make sure I don't get out of funded. The trade-off in my head is that the wooden bat throws to 4 damage, so maybe I save -2 all. Excuse me. But if I have 0 funds and I run into out of funds, then I take 3 stamina, 3 reason, or 5 doom. So it is kind of an imbalance, but the wooden bat's throw damage efficiency depends on the encounter you run into. Let me repeat that. The wooden bat's throw efficiency, although it always does 4 damage, that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about in particular is if you run into an enemy that, say you get 10 damage a turn. If the enemy has 14 HP, you get to throw the wooden bat and do prep attack, assumably. And so you take no damage, actually, from that, as we get a dislocated shoulder. But yes, again, it's variable because sometimes maybe your character can brace well. Maybe you get a lucky dodge if you decide to gamble on that, and those are pretty much the only 2 situations. There are other smaller situations Like, for example, here I could have thrown the wooden bat and saved 2 all, so overall 4 HP's worth. But if we run into out of funds, then we take, again, 3 stamina, 3 reason, or 5 doom. Again, if nothing else, I think I said it in the last recording I did. Literally, again, I don't even remember what I said nearly an hour ago, so hey, as we fail a luck check with a +2 modifier because we rolled an 8, so 10. But everything, not a lot, but at least a good part of World of Horror's balance, at least gameplay-wise, if you're trying to sweat it out, in my opinion at least, depends on the Out of Funds event, which has a chance of proccing anywhere, as long as you don't have like a linked custom mystery event, if you have 0 funds. So I'm doing a thing where I kind of shrugging my shoulders and tilting my head, but essentially that's my verbal message for that's the way it is. Something along that phrase. But you get what I mean, though. A lot of my decisions as it relates to funds does hinge on running into the Out of Funds event, which hits you very hard because you're forced to take 5 doom, 3 stamina, or 3 reason. And you get 2 funds, but you could very well just be pickpocketed. Now, the good part about that, being pickpocketed, as odd as that sounds, is that it doesn't happen anywhere anymore, so you won't be walking in a mansion or walking in a forest. I think you could do it in the forest, and get pickpocketed. Nice luck check, by the way. But yeah, it's very, very painful. Also, nice custom music. I probably said it the first time I played Nightclub. Listen, as long as there are no scraping noises in my head, you can do a very, very good job. By the way, 5 charisma, 5 dexterity, and 4 strength? Question mark. Pick one. For the most part, as we get into that topic, again, in this we're mostly talking about World of Horror, but oh, the forest. By the way, do I have any other? I have Taxi, which is very painful. Do I want to switch? Downtown is just as bad, though. Also, you got that Doom, but shrug. It's nice that this piggyback coin sack is dancing to the beat of the music, but unfortunately, one, we can't run because it's decided that we can't run from this, but we can get 3 attacks in, so let's find out. We could 2-shot this enemy, and good. So, we have 2 old coins, by the way, but we only have an injury, so we're gonna actually tree for stamina, because we have the old coins, 2 of them really. I feel a bit more comfortable. Stalker is going to hurt a little bit, but we're gonna gamble on that. So yeah, and I think that's... I forgot if that's damage or power. For some reason I want to say power, but for some reason I'm scared of damage. But let's find out. Trade stamina for Doom? I almost said funds. Listen, they're both called Out of, and I know the graphic looks different, but hey. 5 charisma. I mean, we have 4 strength, 5 and 5 charisma, and then we roll an 11. So take your pick. Really, it turns into what you're gonna take. So again, learning the events as something explodes in the background is still important, as it turns out. Ending C, and off we go. And so as the lingering explosions follow us to the day, I'm gonna take experience. Funny enough. We're on our 3rd mystery, and we just leveled up. What happened to our body? Anywho, we take knowledge here, so we can knowledge in the lighthouse, but Taxi is going to be an interesting one. And as you've noticed, it replaced Eels, which would have been nice to grab Kana. But hey. We do have a pack of cigarettes, but we'll save it for near the end of this run. If we can grab another pack of cigarettes, that would be nice, but I don't know if that's going to be possible. So... we do get a pack of cigarettes here guaranteed, pretty much, if I recall. I feel like I would have remembered by now if the event in the mystery event in Taxi pulls from the vending machine pool. And I understand things pull from that anyway. It's just that I forgot what no, I shouldn't have forgotten what exactly, because a bottle of water and energy drink both come from the pool of vending machine, because they exist in the vending machine. Nice 10 roll, by the way, game. But, we can get another pack of cigarettes. That's what I'm trying to say. Now, us passing checks left and right is a different story, but hey. 3 Doom. Not like we can brace anyway. 4 Strength doesn't lend itself to a lot of good brace turns. But missing 2 out of 3 75%, I mean, we were hitting a lot of 80%. So all things considered, what can I really be mad about? So we're going to 3-turn anyway. Getting 10 damage a turn, you 3-turn that encounter. So we might as well gamble to try to get out in 2. Now we took 6 Doom for that, but I'm doing a shoulder shrug in real life. So let's grab a pack of cigarettes. Yeah. I mean, the choice says cigarettes, but I was just making sure if you were given cigarettes or you pull from a pool. But again, things. Anywho, can we sell the old coin, by the way? We can. Yeah, I think this is a mystery event, so let's inch closer for a moment before we use the pack of cigarettes. Now, we should have enough stamina to survive as well, but I guess we're gonna find out. So we're gonna actually go through this. But whether or not we do it correctly is a different story. I'm going to do both packs. Might as well. We take Doom for that, but not really much to think about here. So, as we focus on the road and move on... Don't remember. That's free experience? Hey, I'll take it. But... yeah, hey, I've played Taxi a lot of times, and I still don't remember what happens. But as we run into this 38 HP -2 all encounter, we do get good odds of hitting all 3 of these, so I might as well just toss out everything. But as we get to this turn, where we are at Desperate Struggle range, we might as well play it safe here. I think we get 2 guaranteed attacks as we get in Smasud luck, but nothing I can do about that. I mean, there was something. I could have kept the old coin, the second old coin, but hey. 20 experience and fuel. That is a lot of experience, all things considered. We might as well level up now. Because, yeah, if you get... a little small tip. It should have already been kind of apparent based on how I was playing before, but I never really said it outright as we get another Book of Gore. But, yeah, leveling up before the end of the mystery is usually a good idea, if not always, because you could get a perk like Ghost Connection. If you know, especially if you know your perk packs, like if you know you have Ghost Connection, if you know if you have Daddy's Girl, you want to level up before the mystery so that you can get that extra spell or healing or effect, basically. That's all I'm trying to say. And that makes sense. I mean, you don't want to miss out on free goodies, pretty much, unless for some reason it hurts you. But that's a completely different topic. And in fact, doesn't have to do with leveling up, because it's likely a curse that you got, like Insomnia, or Survivor's Guilt, or Suicidal Paranoia, where they proc... Well, no, Suicidal... I'm going crazy. I think it's Insomnia. Insomnia, you lose reason at the end of every mystery, but you get the point. Mystery end effects, you want the good ones before you end a mystery, and you don't want to have bad ones at all. We have a dislocated shoulder, but we can still equip the Demon Mask. That might push us to certain things. Also, we have 81% Doom on our 4th mystery, so we are in some pain. So, yeah, we do have 8 max stamina. I just want to make sure, even though I could have done the math, dislocated shoulder is 2 max stamina, if I recall correctly. Never mind, I completely am losing my mind. But, as we fight this Doom encounter here, we did not get a Doom decrease in the mansion. But we are going to gamble on 75%, so yeah. On average, we deal more damage, but hey, also, that's right, we, things. That does happen immediately, right? Oh my goodness, 2 curses back to back. You know what? I should have just done this. Yeah, we should have just done this. 85%! Okay, good. We did get another point in knowledge, but I didn't know I was going to run into that encounter. Otherwise, yes, I probably would have increased strength. Also, quick thinking value, but my Doom is what I'm worried about. So, take the knife, lose 2 stamina, get another army knife. 2 stamina for an army knife, again, considering that you prepare for like 11 Doom, just to get the army knife, that probably more really, but you get the point. It's a lot of resources. Also, we are going through this, we're not even on our last mystery yet, and we're about to Doom out, so this is not good. Now, the other side of that, as we do pop Ancestral Strength here, is that we can visit the monument and get things done. So I'm going to hold this level up for a moment. We need to use the monument at least twice. We're gonna lose reason at the end of this as well. And for those who don't know the reason why I keep saying that over and over, I accidentally entered the illegal den. That was really, 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 really bad. But the reason why I keep saying that is because you never go for any A, usually on Harbinger, if not 99% of the time. You can if you're feeling a little bit frisky, but I promise you, you're receiving a lot more pain than the 3 reason you just lose. So, shrug. Stamina or reason? Stamina. And then this time I want reason to go away. And yeah, we're actually still perfectly healthy. But I am still going to hold this level up because the Nicotine Rush buff should kind of carry us for the moment. Keeping in mind that I did take 3 extra Doom. Also, Yogata could just keep looking at us and we just lose. So, hey. So it would be nice to hit both of these. 82%. We're going to gamble. We're going to gamble. 82%! Don't end the video! Okay, good. But anywho, I mean, by now the video is probably at least 25 minutes long, so hey. But as I was correct to hold on my level up, let's recover stamina and move on. Now, I just realized I do have the second encounter check, and I forgot. But, anywho. And then we have spell save again. We also still have Book of Gore. So, again, I have been really looking really willy-nilly. In fact, I could probably use the monument again, unless it asks for funds. But let's find out if we need to use Book of Gore, or if I should have visited the monument again. Keeping in mind, we're actually going to risk this, so we can lower Doom just a little bit more. We're going to have to Book of Gore at the end of this mystery, by the way, because we're going to lose 3 reason. But for the moment, or maybe not. Although we will need to, we will need to recover HP. So, even if we have the 6th floor, I think we can one-shot Takushi-san. So, assuming we take 5 Doom, we're at 93% Doom. And then on top of that, we go through 6th floor. So, as long as we one-shot Takushi-san, which we do have the handcuffs for, you know what? I'm even going to make this easier on myself. So, this is a little bit of a making it easier just by nature of distance. So I'm going to store the handcuffs and take them back out. The reason why I'm doing this is because if the handcuffs are lower on your inventory, it's closer to your launch action button. So you can you get a little bit more time, depending on how fast your mouse movements are, to click on the handcuffs and then use them. Every little bit, right? Even that was really sweaty to explain, but I promise you, I might need it. But anywho. Keep in mind, we also still have the Demon Mask, so, I have Fearful. I completely forgot about that. There was no reason why I should not have cast Book of Gore, in case anyone's wondering why I just game overed here. So, I mean, you can even see in the log here, who could it be? That means Fearful proc, and I'm going absolutely insane. But yeah, without further ado, I mean, you can take the moral victory, but I did lose the run. So yeah, without further ado, I guess I'll see you in the next video!